Right, you might remember from the last episode in the budget PCP build that I was having trouble with the gun shooting too low. So, thought to myself, am I going to get around that? And my original idea was to stick the regulator in there to up the power and bring the point of impact up. However, after having gone away and thought about it, that's not really that much of a budget option. So I thought, right, well, I'll get some of these Hawke mount inserts, 25 MOA. There we go, little shims that go in, and basically what they do is they lift the back of the scope up, and that way they bring effectively the barrel upwards in relation to how the scope is, and that gives you an increase in elevation. Now these, as you can see, are much wider than these Cozap mounts, and to be honest with you, I'm not that impressed with these Cozaps, so I thought I'd get myself some other ones. Originally I was going to go for Sports Match because, as you may know, I do whinge on about Sports Match being really rather good. I'm not sponsored by them, I just think they're really good. Are they suitable for a budget build? Well, not at the price, no. These were under £11, plus postage obviously, from JS Ramsbottom, so figured I'd give them a go. They're the right width here for the shims to fit in, so should work. Let's give them a go. Feature of these I do like, they come with a little hex key and they come with a spare bolt because, yeah, you do quite often lose the bolts. I often work in the kitchen and they seem to suffer from fridge suck, so whatever you're looking for, if you move the fridge, you know you're going to find it under there. If you lost it in the bathroom, you probably still find it under the fridge. Such is the magical power of the fridge. Right, well, that's the first one out the wrapper, and construction is a bit lightweight. They do have the sticky pads of doom in there, which, well, you all know how much I love them, but we'll give them a go. I quite like this feature here, having this large nut on there. That's quite nice because you don't have to, on a PCP, you don't have to do it up like your life depends on it. So that effectively makes your scope quick release. Construction, yeah, I'd say it's a bit light, but yeah, they look alright actually, not bad. Right, that's the first one fitted. I fitted the nut on the left hand side of the gun. The idea there is it's not badly machined, but you still don't want to catch your hand on it when you're operating the bolt, so put it on that side. The abutment bar on these, I much prefer it when it's actually square profile. These are round, they've just basically used the shank of the fastener there. I mean, it's doing a good job, you know, that's just finger tight and that's not moving at all, so it's not bad. It's not brilliant, as I say, I prefer it to be a bar, but you know what, at the price, beggars can't be choosers. Right, these shims come with markings on them, so we've got front and then an arrow, and we've got rear and an arrow, so we know that the front one there goes in like that and the rear one goes in like that. There we go. And line them up so they're actually somewhere like level in there. Yeah, there we go. I mean, could actually have gone a bit wider with the mounts, but never mind. Well, yeah, that should work. Something you've definitely got to be careful of when you're fitting these is that they are even in the actual scope mount, and by that I mean sort of not off on one angle, because of course if they're more like raised up on one side compared to the other, then not only are you going to alter the angle of your scope vertically, you're also going to alter the horizontal angle of it as well. So that could be a bit of a pain. Yeah, it's going to be fun, I'm sure. Just be careful at it, take several goes, measure if you need to, use Mark 1 eyeball, whatever, to get it right. Right, so a little problem here. Obviously, you put your scope into the rings. Obviously that one would have bolts in, but never mind. You see this gap, it's absolutely enormous here. Then when you're moving the scope body to try and get the crosshairs level in there, the little shim moves as well. So what I would suggest you do is pop your fingernail against it at the back there, then rotate the scope so as you get the crosshairs like horizontal, vertical, whichever way you want to look at it, level basically, and then yeah, that's the only way I can think of doing it. I'm not loving it, I have to say. I really don't like there being that much thread showing. It's, yeah, I could do longer bolts really. And I think these are PCP only. That's all I would suggest using them on. Don't think I'd suggest using them on a like spring anything that recoils, because I do think it's going to move. Now, in previous videos I've stressed the importance of not over tightening. I'd say that's doubly important here, because you've got that bit of plastic, you don't want to squash it. So hex key like so, and turn and tighten, and that's all the tightness I'm going to put on there, because I'm not confident in that. Let's just have a look. What you want to do is make sure that gap is level both sides. Yep, not bad. Yeah, something like. Whenever you've finished doing the sequence, just go around and just check them again, because using how often one will be loose because of the way it's wiggled when you're tightening it down. Right, let's do the front one. Before we do, quick little look through the scope again, make sure those crosshairs haven't shifted. Right, well that's the front one on as well. Just interested to see really what the difference is. Yeah, okay, so it's not a huge amount of difference. You can see at the back it slides in easily, at the front it doesn't. In fact, it doesn't slide in at all. So yeah, there is a difference. It's definitely angled downwards, whether that's 25 MOA or whether it needs a different sight base. Not 100%. There was card in there. Ooh. Okay, I have some instructions. For 1 inch, set 90 millimeters, 3.5 inches. Oh right, okay. So yeah, we've got a bit more than 90 millimeters there, so might just have a bit more than 25 MOA. Of course, 25 MOA basically equates to 25 inches at 100 yards. So at 25 yards, that's going to be a quarter of that. So yeah, what's that? 6.25, something like that. Let's hope it doesn't take it too far the other way. That would be a bit of a pain in the ass. But, well, this is air rifles we're talking about. They do funny things. I'll take it down the range and I'll video what happens, but I'm afraid that's going to have to be for next time.